took years to put out a children's magic kit because they wanted it to be really amazing and fun. They did such a good job that they started using it in their Vegas show. In a trick that should be called shameless plug, here they are, Penn and Teller.
Well, thank you, Allison. You know, we did. We put out this magic set called the Penn and Teller Fool Everyone Magic Kit for children 8 years old and up. And we really did it ourselves. We put together the tricks. We did the instruction book. We did all the DVD and everything. And we put in tricks that we really like. And one of the tricks we put in is a trick that we both had in magic sets when we were children. Not that coincidental or surprising, because if you had a magic kit as a child, you probably had this trick in it. It's called the ball and vase trick. We got to thinking about it. We got to thinking, what would we have done if we were working together when we were 8 years old if we had to do the ball and vase trick? So this is Penn and Teller at 8 years old with their version of the ball and vase trick. Once in Transylvania, there was a blue stone coffin, and in it was the Prince of Darkness, Vlad the Impaler, Dracula. And every night at dusk, Dracula would leave his coffin, fly into the village, and terrorize. And then at dawn, he'd appear back in his blue stone coffin. And this went on for years and years. Every night at dusk, he would vanish from the blue stone coffin, appear in the village, terrorize. And then at dawn, he'd appear back in his blue stone coffin. Now, the villagers got really sick of this, but they weren't mean people. They didn't want to beat him up. They just wanted to stop him from flying around the village. So they waited until a time that was very inhospitable to Dracula's high noon. And they dug up his coffin from the undead earth, and they put the lid on. But this time, they didn't just snap it in place. This time, they glued it and put tape and spackle and cement. But still at dusk, he got out. So now they did get mean, and they beat him up really badly, and they put him in the land of dead Draculas. But they checked the coffin again. It was even worse. It was Clone Dracula! They took Clone Dracula and they beat him up too. And they put him in the land of dead Draculas. They checked again. It was another Clone Dracula. They beat him up and they said, wait a minute, we got to think about this. Where are all these Clone Draculas coming from? And then one of the villagers got the idea, maybe from the bite of Dracula. They checked Dracula's mouth, and sure enough, that's where the Clone Draculas are coming from. And they checked again. It was another Clone Dracula. And it was just another Clone Dracula. And it was Clone Dracula, Clone Dracula, Clone Dracula, Clone Dracula, Clone Dracula. So then they said, we got to find a way to solve this. So they went to the library and they looked up Draculas, and they found you could kill him with holy water and with silver bullets. It's werewolves, doesn't matter, bad library, and garlic and other stuff. And they made a paste of that with a popsicle stick, and they smeared it all over the Draculas. And then they checked the coffin, and it was gone, and they felt safe. Clone Dracula. They said, wait a minute. So they got a bazooka, and they loaded up. They shot him. Shot him all in the head. When they checked the coffin again, it was even worse. It was Zombie Dracula. It was Zombie Dracula, and they beat him up. But why beat up a Dracula? The zombie's already dead. They checked again. It was even worse. It was Clone Zombie Dracula. The Clone Zombie Dracula, and they beat him up too. And they checked again. It was another Clone Zombie Dracula. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, Googleplex Infinity. And then, King Dracula! And King Dracula, that's a solid ball, too. That's not like a sponge ball. That's hard magic. We worked hard on this. Solid ball. And they put them all together, and they said, we got to find a way to kill these Draculas. And they asked around, and then one of the village people got the... wasn't one of the village people. He got the idea. Well, the power of the sun is also the power of the hydrogen bomb. It's fusion, one of the two. And they took a hydrogen bomb. They filled it with garlic and with holy water and with real magic. And they made a hydrogen bomb with a big mushroom cloud. And they blew it all up, and the whole land of dead Dracula was glass, and they checked the coffin. It was empty, and the villagers were safe. The end. is it?
Thanks to all our amazing magicians who made tonight a total jackpot.
It is solid. Sorry.
And you can bet we'll have another full house of magicians for you next week. Good night from Las Vegas. Welcome back to Fool Us. If you are sick of believing your eyes, this next magician just might have the cure.
My name is Ekaterina, a professional magician from Montreal, Canada. I only started to learn magic when I was in my teenage years, and the internet was my source. I find that social media plays a huge role in spreading magic. Just me uploading videos of myself, I believe, got a lot more girls to do the same thing. I think there's a strong stereotype of a female magician being dressed in an outfit that's very revealing and being more of a, I guess, showgirl. And my style is completely different. I just want to be myself. I need to command attention because that's how you get people to treat you with the respect that I think women in general deserve.
From Russia with love, smoke, and mirrors, here is Ekaterina. Thank you so much. This evening, I'd like to give you a demonstration of the power of memories, and to do so, I will need Allison's help. Can you please join me here? Thank you so much. We're going to be using this red balloon, and I'll get back to it in just a moment, but it evokes a very strong childhood memory in me. Can you please hold on to it?
Sure.
My hope is that this balloon will also hold a special memory for you, Allison. You see, in 2002, the street artist Banksy created a mural in London called Balloon Girl. And it shows a little girl reaching out for a red balloon that seems to be blowing away from her. And there are words written on the wall that say, "There is always hope." And that hope is what my family experienced when we moved from Russia to Canada when I was only 8 years old. You see, for me, balloons carry within them messages of hope. Maybe it carries one for you too, Allison. This time, I want you to think back to your childhood. Think of an object that brings back good memories, okay? An object that has special importance to you, but that we can all visualize as clearly as this red balloon. So, very clear image of that object. And then when you're ready, you have it? Please name it out loud.
A bicycle.
A bicycle. Very cool, Allison, a bicycle. You know a little bit more about me. I've shared a little bit about why this red balloon is so important, but why was that bicycle so important to you, Allison?
Well, because it had a unicorn on the seat.
Unicorn. Thank you so much for sharing that with me, and it's still a vivid memory for you. And it's still good memory. Yeah? Okay. You see, I also brought a spray can, and this is really in honor of Banksy, because this is the tool he used to create art, which inspired me to be here today. And I'm going to create some magic with that. Don't be scared.
Okay.
You trust me?
Sure, more than others.
Would you be impressed if your favorite thing is inside of that balloon?
Yeah.
Can you hold on to that string tight and far in front of you as you can? Just like that. All right. We have some of the balloon left over.
Yes.
I'm going to take it very carefully, but do you see what's here?
Yeah.
Do you see what's on here? You can let go.
Okay.
Can you guys all see?
Mm-hmm.
There is a paper inside of a paper clip, yes?
Yeah.
Now, Allison,
Yeah.
please slowly unfold that piece of paper. Take a look at the image inside. Mm-hmm. What do you see?
A bicycle.
A bicycle. And what's written on the back?
There's always hope.
There is always hope. Allison, this is your memory. Yours to keep. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
That was so lovely. Thank you. So have you always been interested in magic and becoming a performer?
From a very young age, I was fascinated with the circus. And back in Russia, in the circus, we had magicians. Here it's a little bit more rare. It's more acrobats and jugglers. But I really wanted to either be a juggler or a magician. I learned to do both. But I really, really enjoyed the magic part because it's all about how people feel. And so it just made me feel so good when people smile back at you. And it's a rewarding exchange. Yeah. And you don't get to do that with other things.
That's so cool. All right, well, I'm going to see what the boys think of this.
Good.
All right. Gentlemen, how do you like the lady?
I loved it. So many magicians have tried to take an important artistic image and bring it to life on stage, and they all fail. It always looks terrible. And this is the perfect, clear image that ties in with your story. I just love that so much. Well, we're talking about what we love, which is you. We want to talk about what we hate in magic, and something that's never allowed on this show. And that is what's called pre-show work. And there's no pre-show work allowed on Penn and Teller Fool Us. Pre-show means you'd meet Allison backstage, you'd have a little discussion with her about things that were important to her, and just say, want to get a clear image in your head so we can later do it. You'd have her write down the bicycle thing, and then you do the magic off stage, and then come on and have her think of that. So the audience isn't getting to see the real wonder. And you did not do that. Everything you did was right on stage, the way we do it on Penn and Teller Fool Us, because you didn't need the pre-show work, because you had the solution right in your pocket, ready to go. And we love that about it. It was a great act. And I got to tell you, I'm a sucker for Banksy, so you tied that in. I just liked everything about this. And if that's not a true story of that Banksy image, never, ever give that up.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm guessing somewhere in there he said something that makes you know that they know how you did the trick?
Well, my husband would mind if you start examining me, so it's perfect.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for entertaining us. Ekaterina! Penn and Teller solved more